Nothing great was ever built without that rarest of human qualities: courage. As Americans, we live in a nation that was literally conceived in courage. Despite the defamation campaign that has been mounted against them in recent decades, the founding fathers were among the bravest men to ever walk the earth. They were wealthy aristocrats with very little to gain and literally everything to lose by casting off the weight of British tyranny. These were men who were repeatedly bribed and tempted by vast lands and increased fortune if they would only lay their newly minted dream of liberty on the sellout's altar. I think of John Hancock's sweeping signature. I see a supersized defiance with every sweeping stroke of the quill. When I read the Declaration of Independence, all I see is word after word of black letter courage. I say it again, this was a country carved out of courage. When you read the pages of history, nobody just hands you freedom. You gotta want it, and you gotta be willing to put everything on the line to keep it. From the crimson Gettysburg fields to the bloody beaches of Normandy, every generation had to wrestle with that internal question: how badly do you want to live free? Apathy has always been the enemy of freedom. Comfort has always been a lethal sedative in a time of desperately needed action. If you put enough time in between liberty and the sacrifice required to ensure it, you'll leave yourself vulnerable to the fleeting whims of an entitlement generation, crippled by complacency. We have traded a love for freedom for flat screens that project reality television that distract us from the reality that's right in front of our face. We have developed an insatiable appetite for bread and circuses and a violent disdain for truth. Quite frankly, at this moment, we are simply not worthy of the momentum of privilege and prosperity that our forefathers provided. Previous generations considered it a badge of honor and obligation to speak truth to power, to push back tyranny, any threat against their life, their liberty, and their pursuit of happiness. Today you're shunned, maligned, slandered, mocked if you say anything that even resembles the truth. If you refuse to follow the progressive Pied Piper off the obvious cliff of collectivist conformity. Hollywood does their bidding with blockbuster after blockbuster of statist propaganda. Actors and artists getting in line to endorse Orwellian attacks on speech and original thought. Professors parrot party lines from their ivory tower bully pulpits. We all know, regardless of party, that what we're seeing from the powerful elite is wrong. Where's the dissent? Where's the resistance? Where's the self-respect? Where's the courage? Courage is still among us, you just might need to squint your eyes a little bit to see it. It's in between the slanderous headlines that you read, attacking American grassroots movements based on fiscal responsibility. You can see it on the faces of parents and teachers who are literally being arrested for speaking up against a Goliath Common Core educational swallow-up. You can hear it on the voices of black men and women who are repeatedly called Uncle Toms and other racial slurs for shaking free of the shackles of plantation thought and simply thinking for themselves as an American. They're now hunted like heretics by the foaming at the mouth mob. They're driven underground by those who wave banners of tolerance, inclusivity. They're targeted by a weaponized IRS for their speech. They are driven from their jobs for their unflinching faith. But make no mistake, they are millions and millions strong. We are the resistance, we are the underground, but we are right. We are a courage culture. Join us.